Stonewall pride flag dispute reaches federal courts. 2 federal lawsuits are turning a single flagpole at the Stonewall National Monument into a national flashpoint over how America tells its story. Earlier this month, the National Park Service removed the pride flag that had flown at the Stonewall since 2022, igniting protests and swift legal action. Now, Lambda Legal and a coalition of advocacy groups are asking a Manhattan federal judge to order the flag's return. Stonewall, established in 2016, commemorates the 1969 uprising, widely seen as a catalyst for the modern LGBTQ rights movement. Plaintiffs argue the pride flag is not decorative, but interpretive, a symbol inseparable from the monument's meaning. The New York case brought by the Gilbert Baker Foundation, Village Preservation, Equality New York, and others claims the Park Service acted unlawfully and arbitrarily. The complaint says the agency misread its own policies and failed to follow procedures required under the National Historic Preservation Act and the Administrative Procedure Act. A second lawsuit filed in Massachusetts broadens the fight. A coalition including the National Parks Coalition Conservation Association and the Union of Concerned Scientists challenges what it describes as a wider campaign to alter or remove exhibits addressing civil rights, climate change, slavery, and Indigenous history following a 2025 executive order. Meanwhile, New York lawmakers are planning legislation to make the rainbow flag permanent at Stonewall. Well, I just gotta say, seeing all the legalese about how they want to defend this flag. Normally I'd say lawyers don't do anything, but that actually sounded very clever to me. You're like, oh, well, using some laws and something useful. That being said, the other more serious part of the story is like, of course, the pride should be flown there. Duh. At the same time, like, getting that flag back there isn't going to save a single trans person kidnapped and never seen again in an ICE detention facility, and isn't going to save a single queer person like Renee Good, who was murdered by a federal official. So to me, it's like, yes, of course this is bad. At the same time, like, is this what these queer rights groups and advocacy groups should be spending their time and money on? And I just don't know anymore.
I think it's a balance, because we've talked about this before. We see a kind of neutralization of our history in general. I mean, eventually we're just going to be saying, hey, we had a person come over to the land and say, hey, can I move in next door? Like, it's going to become this like howdy doody, of how we, colonized, and, like I've said it before, Texas history books have already been like pillaged, and they went from 2 inches thick to a pamphlet. And, so this is just another thing. We just saw in Philadelphia the removal of slavery